You are dying. You are not dying from a tiger bite. You are not dying from starvation. You are not dying from the plague. You are dying from comfort. You are sitting in a chair that is soft. The temperature is exactly 72 degrees. Food is delivered to your door. You have entertainment in your pocket. You think this is success. Your biology thinks this is the end. For 200,000 years, the human body evolved to handle extremes. We evolved to run for days without food. We evolved to freeze in the winter and burn in the summer. We evolved to fight for every calorie. Your DNA is a war machine designed for a battlefield. And now, you have parked that war machine in a garage. What happens to a car that sits in a garage for 10 years? Does it stay pristine? No. The tires rot. The battery dies. The fluids turn to sludge. The engine seizes. Atrophy sets in. This is what is happening to you. Your anxiety, your depression, your lack of drive. These are not mental illnesses. These are the symptoms of a war machine that is rotting from lack of use. You are suffocating under the weight of your own safety. We need to understand the mismatch theory. Evolution works slowly. Technology works fast. Your brain is still the brain of a hunter-gatherer. It expects pain. It expects struggle. When you remove the struggle, the brain panics. It says, wait, there are no predators. There is no hunger. Something is wrong. So it invents problems. It turns a rude email into a saber-toothed tiger. It turns a traffic jam into a life-or-death crisis. This is why modern people are fragile. Because they have no real stress, their bodies overreact to fake stress. You are freaking out about microaggressions because you have never faced macroaggression, actual violence. You are depressed about social media likes because you have never faced starvation. The cure for this fragility is not more comfort. The cure is to reintroduce the environment of evolutionary adaptedness. You need to simulate the wild. You need to scare your body back into life. This brings us to the core concept, hormesis. Hormesis is a biological phenomenon where a beneficial effect results from exposure to low doses of an agent that is otherwise toxic or lethal when given at higher doses. In simple terms, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But this is not just a Nietzsche quote, it is cellular biology. Exercise is hormetic. You tear your muscles, damage, so they grow back bigger. Sauna is hormetic. You overheat your body, thermal stress, so it produces heat shock proteins that repair DNA. Fasting is hormetic. You starve your body, metabolic stress, so it eats its own cancer cells, autophagy. The body needs these stressors to function. Without stress, the body does not repair itself. It just exists, and then it decays. Modern life is anti-hormetic. Air conditioning removes thermal stress. 3 meals a day removes metabolic stress. Elevators remove mechanical stress. We have engineered a world that removes the very signals your body needs to upgrade itself. We have engineered a zoo, and just like zoo animals are often fat, depressed, and infertile, so are we. Let's talk about the comfort creep. Comfort is addictive. Once you experience business class, you can't fly economy. Once you experience Uber Eats, you don't want to cook. The threshold for unbearable gets lower and lower. Our grandfathers stormed beaches in Normandy. They slept in mud. They ate spam. We have a panic attack if the Wi-Fi is slow. This is degeneracy. Degeneracy is not about morals. It is about the loss of structural integrity. A building degrades when the steel rusts. A man degrades when his tolerance for pain evaporates. You must declare war on comfort creep. You must intentionally insert friction back into your life. You must choose the stairs. You must choose the cold shower. You must choose the hard conversation, not because you are a masochist, but because you are an engineer maintaining the machine. You are greasing the gears with pain. The apex predator understands that growth occurs at the edge. If you stay in the center of your capabilities, you stagnate. If you lift the same weight for 10 years, you don't get stronger. You stay the same. To grow, you must push to the point of failure. This applies to business as much as the gym. If your business is comfortable, it is dying. If you're not stressed about a new launch, a new product, or a new market, you are coasting. And in physics, you can only coast downhill. This is where my protocol 260 fits in. It is not designed to make your life easier. It is designed to give you a high hormetic challenge. Building a business is stressful. It forces you to learn, to adapt, to overcome rejection. It is the mental equivalent of a heavy deadlift. I am selling you the weight plates, not the sofa. You buy the protocol to put a load on your back because you know that carrying the load makes you a king. Avoiding the load makes you a peasant. We have to reframe relaxation. Society tells you that the goal of life is to retire and sit on a beach. This is a death sentence. Look at the mortality statistics. Men often die within 5 years of retirement. Why? Because the signal to strive is turned off. The body says, oh, we are done. Okay, shut down the systems. Active recovery is different from passive rot. The apex predator relaxes by switching tasks, not by stopping. He relaxes from business by doing jujitsu. He relaxes from jujitsu by reading philosophy. He is always engaged. He is always under some form of tension. Tension holds the structure together. Slack lets it fall apart. Do not seek a life of slack. Seek a life of high tension, like a violin string. If the string is loose, it makes no music. If the string is tight, it sings. Be tight. So look at your day today. Where did you choose comfort over growth? Did you hit snooze? Comfort. Did you skip the gym? Comfort. Did you order food instead of cooking? Comfort. Every time you choose comfort, you are casting a vote for your own weakness. You are telling your DNA, we don't need to be strong. And your DNA listens. It starts dismantling your muscles, your neurons, and your willpower. Stop the signal. Send a new signal. We are at war. We need energy. We need focus. We need power. Shock the system. Wake the tiger. In the next part, we are going to dive deep into the biology of hormesis. We will talk about heat, cold, and hunger. We will explain exactly how to use these elemental forces to hack your genetics and reverse aging, and why suffering is the secret to happiness. We have established that comfort is a slow poison. Now we need the antidote. The antidote is found in the three primal forces that shaped your DNA: cold, heat, and hunger. For millions of years, your ancestors did not have heaters. They did not have AC. They did not have refrigerators. They lived in a constant dance with the elements. Your body expects these signals. When it doesn't get them, it malfunctions. We are going to break down the triad of hormesis. This is not wellness. This is rewilding. Force number 1, the cold. The modern man is terrified of being cold. He wears a jacket when it is 60 degrees. He takes steaming hot showers. He is soft. When you expose your body to freezing water, cold plunge or cold shower, a massive physiological reaction occurs. It is called the cold shock response. Your brain thinks you are dying. It screams, and in response, it floods your system with norepinephrine. This neurotransmitter increases focus, vigilance, and mood. It creates a feeling of intense aliveness. It is a biological reset button for depression. But more importantly, the cold trains your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve controls your fight or flight response. When you force yourself to stay in the cold water and you force yourself to breathe slowly, you are training your nervous system to remain calm under extreme stress. You are teaching your body, I am in pain, but I am in control. This translates directly to business. When a crisis hits, the hot shower man panics. The ice bath man breathes. He has been here before. He knows how to suppress the panic. If you cannot handle 3 minutes of cold water, how do you expect to handle a market crash? The cold is the ultimate truth teller. You cannot cheat the cold. Force number 2, the heat. On the other side of the spectrum, we have heat. Our ancestors ran across the savannah under the midday sun. They experienced fever when fighting infection. Heat triggers the release of heat shock proteins, HSPs. These are molecular chaperones. They go around your cells and fix misfolded proteins. They repair the damage inside your DNA. When you sit in a sauna at 180 degrees, 80 degrees C, you are simulating a fever. You are tricking your body into going into repair mode. It increases growth hormone. It lowers risk of Alzheimer's, cleans out the junk, but again, it requires discomfort. You have to sit there while your heart rate rises. You have to sit there while you sweat. You have to endure the urge to leave. This builds heat tolerance. In a world of air-conditioned weaklings, the man who can function in the heat is superior. He has better cardiovascular endurance. He has cleaner cells. You need to cook yourself to clean yourself. Cold creates focus. Heat creates repair. You need both. Force number 3, hunger. This is the most powerful and the most neglected. We live in a culture of grazing. We eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. We are constantly in the fed state. When you are fed, your body is in anabolic mode, growth. This sounds good, but it has a dark side. If you are always growing, you are never cleaning. You need to enter the fasted state. When you stop eating for 16, 24, or 48 hours, your body runs out of glucose. It flips a switch. It enters a process called autophagy. Auto means self. Phagy means eat, self-eating. Your body looks around for inefficient cells, senescent cells, zombie cells, and damaged proteins, and it eats them. It recycles the trash to create energy. This is the only way to clean your cellular house. If you never fast, your house fills up with trash. This leads to cancer, aging, and disease. Fasting is not starvation. Starvation takes weeks. Fasting is a biological software update, but it requires the mental toughness to say no to the hunger pangs. Hunger is just a hormone, ghrelin. It comes in waves. If you ignore it for 20 minutes, it goes away. The apex predator is not a slave to his stomach. He eats when the hunt is done. He does not eat because he is bored. Use hunger to sharpen your mind. The hungry wolf hunts best. The full wolf sleeps. The synthesis, the warrior's day. So how do we combine this? You don't need to live in a cave. You just need to engineer your day. Morning. Skip breakfast. Hunger. Take a cold shower. Cold. This wakes up the system. It sharpens the mind for deep work. Evening. Hit the sauna after the gym. Heat. Eat a massive meal. Feast. This repairs the body and prepares you for sleep. This is the cycle of stress and recovery. You stress the system in the morning to activate the hunter. You recover in the evening to rebuild the warrior. Most people do the opposite. They eat sugar in the morning, sluggish. They take a warm shower, soft. They sit in AC all day, stagnant. And they wonder why they have no energy. Energy is not something you have. Energy is something you generate. You generate it by demanding it from your mitochondria. If you demand nothing, they give you nothing. The mental component. Why do I talk about this on a channel about success? Because discipline is transferable. The man who can force himself to step into a freezing shower is the same man who can force himself to make a cold call. The man who can endure 20 minutes in a hot sauna is the same man who can endure a tough negotiation. You are training your willpower muscle. Willpower is a finite resource, but it can be expanded through training. Hormesis is the gym for your willpower. This is why the protocol 260 includes these habits. I can give you the best business strategy in the world, which I do, but if you're too tired, too weak, and too foggy to execute it, it is useless. I need you to be a machine capable of executing the code. Upgrade the hardware, body, so you can run the software, business. The warning. Do not go from zero to hero in one day. Hormesis follows a J curve. A little bit is good. Too much is fatal. If you stay in the ice for 30 minutes on your first try, you get hypothermia. If you fast for 7 days without prep, you pass out. The goal is progressive overload. Start with 30 seconds of cold. Start with 16 hours of fasting. Build the tolerance. Respect the biology, but do not fear it. Your body is capable of miracles if you stop babying it. Stop treating your body like a delicate flower. Treat it like a forged sword. Hammer it, heat it, cool it, and it will become unbreakable. We have talked about the biology of stress. Now we must talk about the physics of behavior. Most men fail because they rely on willpower. I will just try harder not to be lazy. I will just resist the urge to scroll. This is a losing strategy. Willpower is a battery. It drains throughout the day. By 8 p.m., your battery is dead. And when the battery is dead, you revert to your default settings. If your default setting is comfort, junk food in the fridge, Netflix on the TV, phone in hand, you will fail 100% of the time. You cannot fight gravity forever. Eventually, your arms get tired and you fall. The apex predator does not fight gravity. He engineers gravity. He constructs an environment where the hard choice becomes the easy choice. He builds a high-performance niche. In biology, an organism adapts to its niche. If you live in a cave, you lose your eyes, like blind cavefish. If you live in the mountains, you grow bigger lungs, like Sherpas. Your environment dictates your biology. If you live in a comfort niche, you will become a soft human. To change the human, you must change the niche. Let's apply friction engineering. Your brain is lazy. It follows the path of least resistance. You check your phone because it is easy. It is in your pocket. You eat junk food because it is easy. It is on the counter. You don't work out because it is hard. The gym is 20 minutes away and your bag isn't packed. To hack this, you must invert the friction. 1. Increase friction for vice. Make it physically annoying to be weak. Delete the apps. Put the phone in a lockbox. Kitchen safe. After 8 p.m. Throw out all the junk food. If you want ice cream, make a rule. I have to walk to the store to get it. Suddenly, the laziness works for you. You are too lazy to walk to the store, so you don't eat the ice cream. 2. Decrease friction for virtue. Make it effortless to be strong. Pack your gym bag the night before and put it in front of the door. You literally have to trip over it to leave. Set up your workspace so the only thing on the desk is the work. The protocol 260 works on this principle. It removes the friction of not knowing what to do, so you can just execute. You want to design a life where you flow into success like water flows downhill. We need to discuss the digital environment. Your physical room matters, but your digital room matters more. You spend 8 hours a day in the digital world. What is on the walls of that room? If your feed is full of thirst traps, memes, and outrage bait, you are living in a sewer. You are breathing toxic fumes all day. The apex predator curates his feed ruthlessly. He unfollows everyone who does not make him stronger, smarter, or richer. He mutes the noise. He turns his feed into a university. When he opens his phone, he sees business ideas. He sees fitness motivation. He sees philosophy. His default state is learning, not rotting. You must be the dictator of your inputs. If you let the algorithm decide what you see, the algorithm will feed you comfort candy to keep you docile. Override the algorithm. Force it to feed you steak. This brings us to the social niche. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is a cliche because it is true. It is social osmosis. If your 5 best friends are comfort seekers, beer, video games, complaining, you will be the 6th. Mirror neurons are powerful. We subconsciously mimic the herd to ensure survival. If the herd is walking off a cliff, you will walk off a cliff. To escape the trap of comfort, you often have to change the herd. This is painful. It means leaving old friends behind. It means sitting alone in a room until you find new friends. But the alternative is sinking with the ship. You need to find a tribe of hunters, people who normalize discomfort. When you are around killers, killing becomes normal. Oh, you didn't close a deal today? Weird. When you are around losers, losing is normal. Oh, you hated your job today? Yeah, me too. Let's drink. The standard of your peer group is the ceiling of your potential. Raise the standard or leave the group. Let's talk about the Spartan aesthetic. Minimalism is not just a design choice. It is a focus tool. Clutter is visual noise. Visual noise creates cortisol, stress. When your environment is chaotic, your brain has to spend energy filtering out the mess. The apex predator keeps his den clean. He strips away the non-essential. He owns fewer things but higher quality things. This applies to your desk, your desktop, and your mind. A clean space invites action. A messy space invites procrastination. I'll clean my room before I work. 3 hours later, no work is done. Maintain a zero-drag environment. When you sit down, you're ready to kill. No warm-up, no cleaning, just flow. Finally, we must address the burn the ship strategy. Sometimes you keep a safety net because it is comfortable. If this business fails, I can always go back to my parents' basement. If I don't get in shape, my girlfriend will still love me. As long as the safety net exists, you will not fly, you will float. To truly trigger the hormetic response of survival, you must cut the net. You must put yourself in a position where failure is painful. Commit to a public deadline. Bet money on your success. Stick.com or a bet with a friend. Prepay for the expensive gym membership, so you have to go to get your money's worth. You are artificially creating consequences. The brain runs away from pain. If you make laziness painful by losing money or reputation, your brain will run toward work. You are hacking your own fear circuitry. Don't wait for a crisis to hit you. Manufacture the crisis. Tell yourself, if I don't finish this project by Friday, I will donate $1,000 to a charity I hate. Watch how fast you work. Watch how comfort disappears when there is a gun to your head. Put the gun to your own head. Be the director of your own thriller movie. So look around you right now. Look at your room. Look at your phone. Look at your fridge. Is this environment designed for a king or for a pig? Does it encourage movement or stagnation? Does it feed your ambition or your addiction? You are the architect. If the building is crumbling, stop blaming the weather. Fix the foundation. Tear down the walls of comfort. Build a fortress of discipline, not with willpower, but with design. We have engineered the body with cold. We have engineered the environment with friction. Now we must engineer the soul. We must introduce the ultimate stressor, the stressor that civilization tries desperately to hide: death. Comfort is a lie because comfort tells you have time. The soft chair says, relax, do it tomorrow. The video game says, just one more level. Eternity is waiting. This is the narcotic of the modern world. It deludes you into thinking life is infinite. It is not. Life is a candle in a hurricane. It is short, fragile, and rapidly burning out. To escape the trap of comfort, you must stare directly into the void. You must practice memento mori. Remember, you must die. This is not morbid. This is vitality. When a man realizes he has 24 hours to live, does he scroll TikTok? Does he worry about cringe? Does he procrastinate? No. He becomes the most efficient, focused, and truthful version of himself. He cuts the bullshit. He says, I love you to who matters. He ignores who doesn't. The proximity of death creates instant clarity. We want to simulate this clarity without actually dying. We want the urgency of the deathbed with the energy of youth, the graveyard visualization. I want you to do something uncomfortable. I want you to mentally visit your own funeral. See the box. See your body inside it. Cold, still, done. See the people standing around. Who is there? More importantly, what are they saying? Are they saying, he was a nice guy? He watched a lot of Netflix. He kept his head down. Or are they saying, he was a force of nature. He built. He fought. He changed us. If the eulogy is boring, that is your fault. You are writing your eulogy right now with every decision you make. Every time you choose comfort, you are erasing a line from your eulogy. Every time you choose hormesis, struggle, you are writing a legend. This visualization is a cortisol spike. It hurts. Good. Let it hurt. Let the fear of a wasted life burn through your veins like acid. Use that acid to dissolve the chains of comfort. When you truly understand that you are going to rot, being embarrassed to post a video seems incredibly stupid. Fear of rejection becomes a joke. Who cares if they reject you? They are going to die too. We are all just ghosts in waiting. So why not scream? Why not fight? Why not play the game at the highest difficulty? The stakes of the game. Comfort makes life feel low stakes. It feels like a practice run. The apex predator knows there is no practice run. This is the game. The clock is ticking. There is no respawn. When you play a video game on hardcore mode, permadeath. Your heart races. Your hands sweat. You are fully engaged. When you play on easy mode, you get bored. You fall asleep. Comfort is easy mode. That is why you are depressed. Depression is the boredom of a soul playing a game that is too easy. Switch the difficulty. Ramp up the risk. Invest the money. Start the business. Ask the girl. The $260 protocol is a way to raise the stakes. It is a commitment. It says, I'm putting skin in the game. I'm not just watching, I'm playing. When you have skin in the game, you wake up. The lethargy vanishes. You don't need coffee. You need risk. Risk is the caffeine of the soul, the call to the wild. You're standing at a threshold. Behind you is the warm house. The TV is on. The fridge is full. It is safe. It is numb. It is the slow suicide of the soul. In front of you is the cold. The wind is howling. The terrain is rough. There are no guarantees, but out there, that is where the magic is. That is where the growth is. That is where you find out who you actually are. You cannot find yourself in a heated room. You can only find yourself in the storm. The Stoics, the Spartans, the samurai, they all lived in the storm by choice. They rejected the soft bed for the hard floor. They rejected the banquet for the fast, because they knew that comfort is the killer of kings, and they wanted to remain kings. The final instruction. Tonight, do one thing that scares you. Turn the shower handle all the way to cold. Stand there until you stop shivering, or send that message you have been avoiding, or throw away the junk food. Make a physical declaration of war against comfort. Tell your body, the vacation is over. We are going back to work. We are going back to the struggle, because the struggle is where the life is. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a hard one, and then go make it hard. Step out of the house, step into the cold, and hunt. This is the primal code. End of transmission.